Hi everyone, this is a quick tutorial demonstrating how to get to OTTO and how to make annotations. Please keep in mind this tutorial does not cover all of the requirements and point values that will be assigned to your annotations. Those will be in the OTTO guidelines and rubric document, which is available through Blackboard. Okay, so the best thing to do to start is when you want to go watch an OTTO video for this class, go to Blackboard, and right at the top of the content section is the OTTO link. Click on it and you'll get a new window that looks like this, and it explains what OTTO is all about. The first thing you need to do is log in. If you are not already logged in to your Google account, you'll need to do that. Once you've signed in, it'll bounce you back to the same, or it'll ask you rather to accept the basic tenets, and without doing these things you can't use OTTO, so just go ahead and do it. Nothing private will be shared with anybody, obviously. And then you'll see a list of all the videos, and right now we only have Ancient Greece Part 1 and Part 2 up there, so you can really watch them in any order. Oh, and also there is a frequently asked questions page up here that walks you through some of the same kind of things that I'm talking about, so take a look at that as well. Won't take you very long to read it and get through it. So here's the video list, and then you'll start with whichever video you want to watch. I'm going to choose Part 1, Segment 1, and it'll come up. And it's just a standard YouTube interface.
Hello and welcome to the first video lecture for Theater 317 today.
Okay, I'm going to pause this so I can talk, and then you'll notice an annotation appeared down there. I'll talk about that in a minute, but first off, future videos will be in 720, and because they have, so they'll be in a little higher definition, and because the videos have some pretty high resolution primary source images to them, I would recommend watching them in a larger screen format. The only challenge is the only other screen format that you can watch them in right now is full screen, which means you can't see other people's annotations. So we're working on a sort of middle ground where the screen will get a little bit larger but not take up the entire screen. As for now, if you want a high-res image, go ahead and go with a large screen view, and then whenever you want to make an annotation, you can just pop out of this, hit escape, and it'll bring you back to the regular screen view, and you can make an annotation. So let's start over again at the top of the video, and essentially the way this works is you hit play, and every time someone else has made an annotation, that annotation will just pop up as it goes by.
Today we're going to talk about Ancient Greece.
And this little zoomed annotations tracker bar will tell you, here's the annotation and this is how long it's going to stay on the screen. If you want to jump to an individual annotation that's already out there, those will be indicated by these little gray lines, and they're really skinny. Right? If the line is red, that means you're looking at that annotation right now. If it's gray, that means you can jump to it. They're skinny lines, and they take some multiple attempts to actually click on them, but there we go. So there's a second annotation. So that's just how to watch the video and see other people's annotations. So you're watching the video and you find an opportunity or you want to answer a question that I ask in the video, or you see something you'd like to comment on, then it's a very simple, straightforward process. Wherever you are in the video, you need to first pause. So say we are here, and you think, oh, that's interesting, and you pause the video, then click Annotate Now, and it will note that your annotation is exactly at 336.764. Again, the annotation happens wherever you pause the video, so make sure you pause it in the right place. Otherwise, I won't know, when I go back and grade these, I won't know what you're responding to. Then the next thing you need to do is choose a category for your annotations. There's a little drop-down menu here with short versions of each of the kinds of possible categories. And then if you want a little bit more definition as to what exactly I mean by an aha moment, just click on this question mark and you'll be able to scroll down and look, and okay, an aha moment makes a connection between the video lecture material and any broader historical, cultural context, etc. So there are definitions of what I'm expecting for each category. Please note there is a miscellaneous right here. So that's another important thing to keep in mind. That if you can't really nail down which category your annotation would be in, just go ahead and hit miscellaneous. So I'm going to choose question about a concept or fact, and I'm going to ask a question. Where did asking where people sat in the higher reaches of the city Dionysia, or the theater of Dionysus. And again, please note the OTTO guidelines and rubric document has much more substantial details about what quality, length, detail of annotation I'm expecting in order for you to earn the full 2 points. Then when you're done, you click Add Annotation, and your annotation will appear down here, and you'll note that your progress in the video is indicated by this little red link, or line, that's where you are. So that's basically how to do it. Now, if you are watching video and you're cruising along,
Movements came along
and
changed it.
let's shut me up for a minute, and you see somebody else's annotation come by, like that, you can pause. So at some point previously, right, and there's the date and the time stamp of the annotation, somebody else ask a question. And if you would like to engage in this conversation or provide an additional comment, and it doesn't just have to be a response to a question, you can make comments that expand on the conversation that other people have created here. So I obviously jokingly asked, what kind of trees are these? That is not a good annotation. That is not a helpful annotation, but I'm just giving you an example of what it looks like when you make a comment and respond, so then this conversation can develop. And obviously, I will be going back through this whole thing as you guys work through it and hopefully creating a conversation and making responses to your questions. I think the way to frame this is, as you're watching the video, pretend I'm right here with you. And as though we were in the classroom setting, and if you don't understand something in a lecture, you can raise your hand. If you want to contribute an expansive point, you can do that. And as the semester goes on, we'll figure out how the rhythm and organization of these responses will happen. But basically, right, ask questions, make comments, make expansive points, and we'll be able to create conversations among the class in this little virtual space that we have here. And that's pretty much how you do it. So when you're done, when you've made your required annotations and you've watched the whole video, then you need to go back up here to the video list. And that'll take you back to that original list of videos, and you can watch the next segment and the next one and the next one and so on, and just kind of cruise through this based on your own timeline and pace. As long as you meet the deadlines for the class, you're all set. And that is a basic overview of how to make annotations in OTTO.